What is revealed by this Superman trailer? This is Exasperator Explains. One thing we know is that James Gunn said All-Star Superman is recommended reading for this film, and we see a lot of characters from that comic series show up in this trailer. We have the obvious Superman and Lois Lane. We briefly see Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal, who will hopefully survive longer than he did in the Snyderverse. Among superheroes, we see Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner. Showing up in his bowl cut hairstyle from some of the older comics, he is usually portrayed as kind of a doof and a jerk. He is nevertheless a Green Lantern, essentially a space cop who uses a special ring to create physical constructs out of his willpower. Hawkgirl also shows up, complete with her nth metal wings and mace. Her history can be rather complicated as there have been a lot of different iterations, though the most common one is someone who is reincarnating through multiple lives. Then there is Mr. Terrific, a brilliant inventor in the DC universe. In the trailer you see his T-spheres creating a force field. He's also physically fit and a very logical and tactical thinker. The scene with these heroes is in Stag Industries, run by Simon Stagg, who is an evil businessman type that helps create Metamorpho, a hero who can turn his body into any element and who we only see a close-up of here. That could obviously come into play with something like Kryptonite very easily in this film. The highlight of the trailer, I think in most everyone's mind, is Krypto, who, though he appears differently from the traditional modern depiction, it does match the depiction of some older comic appearances. We also see one of the servant robots in the Fortress of Solitude, in addition to the fortress itself, which they help Superman take care of the fortress while he is away, and also notably appear in All-Star Superman. Then we of course have a big villain, kaiju of some kind. I don't recognize it as a DC character, but that doesn't mean it isn't one. Then of course we have his famous arch nemesis, Lex Luthor, appearing in a Luthor Corp building. There's also a strange orb in the background which first appeared in the original still image released, which is probably Solaris, an evil star-like robot thing, also appearing in All-Star Superman. And finally, for villains, we see Superman fighting someone super-powered, as he is obviously flying at Superman if you watch it closely. In set photos, there is a U on this character's chest, though his entire body is covered. Though it could be a version of Doomsday, it seems more likely this is a version of Ultraman. In the comics, Ultraman is usually an evil version of Superman from an alternate reality where the Justice League is evil and rules the world. It feels a little early to delve into that, especially after the whole Flash thing. So one possible other explanation is that this Ultraman is a clone of Superman. In the New 52 DC Comics universe, Lex Luthor creates a clone of Superman who becomes Bizarro. Bizarro is a legacy character who speaks in a backwards way and looks kind of like a Frankenstein corpse of Superman. It would not be much of a stretch to have Luthor clone a less bizarre version of Superman to be a nemesis, or maybe even have it turn into Bizarro himself. Other small Easter eggs: Baravia is a fictional European country in DC Comics, and the news broadcast is the same as the one that has shown up in Creature Commandos. Now, my overall thoughts are kind of doubtful. I want it to be good, but in this trailer we just see Superman beat up, beaten down, and making out. Obviously, you put your characters through a gauntlet so they can emerge stronger than ever and triumph, but Superman is a tough character to get right, especially with a cynical modern world audience and creators. Aside from some of the costuming and looks, we see Superman talking to Lois while people may be getting killed by what's presumably an evil star right outside. Maybe it's not actively doing that in the scene, but it's an odd look. My general theory, which is very loose since we have seen very little, is that Superman is going to be pushing for a more benevolent type of heroism. We do know in this DC universe, The Authority exists as a superhero group, and I think the other heroes we've seen are calculating, brawlers, and abrasive. Superman can serve as a contrast to that and lead to inspire other heroes with his determination, confidence, and moral uprightness. Then again, this is 2 minutes out of a probably 2-hour plus movie, so who knows. What did you think of the trailer? Are you excited after this first look? Is this the beginning of a long and fruitful DC universe? Let me know in the comments below. If you've made it to the end of the video, please consider subscribing, liking the video, and sharing it with others to help the channel grow. Thanks for watching. Bye.